Hey, a little bonus episode for Burning Hearts, our Bible reading plan for Psalm 8. Psalm 8 it's a really important psalm for a number of reasons, but there's two I'll name real fast. The first is that in Hebrews chapter 2, this psalm is quoted at some great length about how Jesus was a fully human being, flesh and blood, same flesh and blood that we have. For a little while, he was made lower than the angels. That's kind of what the letter to the Hebrews says. But it's so that Jesus could, more or less, experience what we experience, take on what we have ruined in this world, and what he takes onto his flesh is healed in his flesh. And so he took on all of humanity and has healed all of who we are. And that's part of what Psalm 8 is doing in Hebrews 2. Check that out and read it. It's not very simple to figure out what's being said there, but it's a really kind of deep and important point. But this is also the psalm that, and this will connect with so much of what Jesus says, but also with Genesis chapter 1 and 2, about what human beings are, right? What are human beings that you are mindful of them? They're a little lower than God. You crown them with glory and honor. You've given them dominion over the works of your hands. And this is a reference back to Genesis 1 and 2, how human beings in the image of God are designed to be God's little rulers, to have dominion over the earth, basically, and to extend God's kingdom. I talked about that last week, actually. And this is kind of where that comes from. And when Jesus comes, bringing the kingdom of God, he is the king in the kingdom of God. He's the king. And he's not in the image of God. He is the image of God. And so we are little rulers, little kings and queens in the kingdom of God, because we are brothers and sisters with Jesus. And so when we submit to his kingship, his lordship, we actually take on the responsibility that Psalm 8 talks about, that Genesis 1 and 2 talk about, and that's how we ultimately live and bring about the kingdom of God on earth. When we submit to the lordship and kingship of Jesus, Jesus uses us and works in us and through us to bring about the kingdom of God on earth as it is in heaven. So Psalm 8 is just one of those other building blocks of our understanding of Jesus, of the kingdom of God, of who we are, of what our purpose is on earth, and how it's only fulfilled when we follow Jesus as King and give our allegiance to him as King and Lord and God. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little bonus episode.